let's kick off our opening drive brought to you by Chevy. We have a lot to get to. This is our first down.
A big part of it is they love to engineer the primetime windows to have the best games. And when the Bears are now considered one of the best teams and they're a big draw, they had more than 30 million tune in for the wild card game on Prime Video on a Saturday night in January. The Bears are going to get jerked all over the place this year. They're going to be playing short weeks. They're going to be playing prime time. All coaches would prefer to have every game start at the same time every week, noon Central on Sunday.
Yep.
That's the ideal routine to get into. The Bears are going to have to.
As we anticipate the schedule release here in the next couple of weeks, we know the Bears' home and away opponents. We just don't know when they're going to play these people. So here's a look at their matchups outside, of course, the division. You have the Bucs, the Eagles, the Jags, Jets, Patriots, and Saints at home. And then on the road, you'll go face the Bills, the Dolphins, the Falcons, Panthers, and Seahawks. So not only are they going to play a first-place schedule opponent-wise, guys, how much of a challenge is it to navigate playing in prime time all the time?
This is how things have shifted. You know who plays at home or Sundays at noon all the time?
Bad teams.
Irrelevant teams. The Bears returned to relevance last year, and this is part of that. And you should welcome that. Yes, it does increase the difficulty. Yes, it does throw off your routine. But, and you can speak to it from a player's perspective, this is what happens when you become good. And the Bears are very good. I would be surprised if they have more primetime opportunities this year. And you know what? It is an opportunity. More people watch, you become maybe a bigger target, but you can handle it because this is what you want. The NFL is better when Chicago has a football team worth putting in primetime.
Absolutely, but did you guys see that schedule? You know the Bears have the hardest strength of schedule as according to the last year's winning percentage. 8 playoff teams right there. Look at that. That is going to be a tough road. But as far as it goes, when we're talking about the primetime schedule, I think veteran teams do a good job of handling that. Yes, NFL players, they're creatures of habit, creatures of routine. You want to play on Sunday, guess what? We come in Monday, we do our corrections, we do our lift. Tuesday's our off day. Wednesday, we come back in, base offense, base defense. Thursday, red down, blitz, or third down, blitz. Friday, red zone, quick, go over, dot your I's, cross your T's. Saturday, guess what? We're traveling, walk through, play the game. That's perfect world. When I played with the Jacksonville Jaguars, that was every week. When you play with the Philadelphia Eagles, New England Patriots, you have to get used to the primetime games. And the teams that I've noticed that handle that are veteran teams that know how to set up their schedule in advance. Look at the schedule, see the primetime games, know that you might have a Monday Night Football game. You might not get that day off, but make sure to get your body right during the week.
The Bears did have some funky schedule things happen. Remember, they had the Black Friday game, then they had games get flexed into that afternoon slot on Fox. Like, I always felt like Ben Johnson in his first season did a really nice job of just keeping everything really kind of the status quo, and nothing was too crazy. The lights were never too bright. His team did a really nice job of handling sort of all the adjustments. I will be fascinated to see what games get put in prime time for the Bears. Obviously, we've heard the rumblings. There is some speculation that they could play opening night against the Seahawks,
bring it on.
which would be amazing. I would anticipate them playing Thanksgiving Day against Detroit after they played.
That's 2.
That's 2.
You've got the Bills. You got the Packers. You've got the Patriots. All those games belong in prime time. Ben Johnson was a perfect coach to navigate that because he was a first-time head coach, not set in his ways. They don't play with a fullback anymore, Clay. They don't play with 4 defensive backs anymore. The NFL is changing, and it's not just about Sunday at noon anymore. Got to adapt, adjust.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be fun. Let's go to our second down of this opening drive. Take a look at rookie minicamp that begins on Friday. But before they do that, the Bears veteran receivers were on the practice field getting some reps in yesterday, this week, for their OTAs before the rookies get there. 2026 is going to be a big year for Chicago's wide receiver unit after trading away their #1 target in DJ Moore this past offseason. So for Odunze specifically, of course, he dealt with the injury last year, but is there anyone on the Bears offense that has more to prove this upcoming season than the former #9 overall pick, Odunze?
I think that's a good call, not to spend this entire offseason with the theme of putting the pressure on Odunze, but the pressure is all on Odunze. He's the #9 pick in the 2024 draft. Had Ben Johnson been here, would he have been the #9 pick in the 2024 draft? That's fair to wonder because I don't think there's any doubt about Luther Burden, what Ben Johnson thinks of him and his role in this offense. And I think he's the guy more than Rome Odunze that I would expect to take off this season in this offense. Rome Odunze's got a lot of pressure on him because of the way last season ended and because of what he has yet to accomplish.
You saw that graphic right there. He had 90 targets. That led the Bears in targets, 44 catches. That's less than half the balls thrown his way. He's coming down with. He had an 81 passer rating when targeted. That was last among all the Bears receivers. He's got to get better. He doesn't have to prove he belongs. We know he's an NFL football player, but he does have to prove he's worth the 9th overall pick. I think Luther Burden's a guy. If you look at just the way Luther Burden finished last year, David, his last 5 regular season games, 25 catches, 357 yards, and a touchdown. If you project that out through a whole season, 85 catches, over 1,200 yards on only 102 targets. I think Luther Burden is a breakout candidate. I think with Ben Johnson, it's going to be an excellent year for him.
I'm with you. I wonder about Odunze, and when you watch him and when you look at the numbers inside of the numbers, is he creating enough separation? What's leading to the fact that all those targets, but he's not coming down with the football?
I think he's not a separation receiver, route runner, right? He's a big body guy that makes the tough catches. He just hasn't been making the tough catches. When he came out, you know he's not a Justin Jefferson route runner. You know, he's supposed to be a guy like 𝗮𝗀𝗃 𝗂𝗃 who's going to come down with the catches in traffic. Now he's got to show he can do that. And Ruthie did say something great the other day. I can't remember if it was on the charter.
It was
if
charter,
it was here.
yeah.
He goes, when you do have an injury, even if it's your foot, it does affect everything. You're thinking about it, so hopefully he can get healthy and start coming down with those tough catches.
It's the mental game for Rome Odunze. I think that's where he has to prove that when he's healthy, he can lock in and catch the football. That's the bottom line for Rome. Let's go to third down of this opening drive as the Seahawks made a move this morning, signing veteran defensive end Dante Fowler Jr. 1 year, worth up to $5 million. The defending Super Bowl champs were looking for some help at edge rusher. And they signed the 31-year-old veteran who only recorded 3 sacks last season in Dallas, but had 10.5 the season before in Washington. Guys, when you see a deal like this, the reigning Super Bowl champs, does it make it feel more necessary for the Bears to do something similar?
It makes you wonder if you've got $5 million under the cap, and we know they do. Why would it be such a priority for the defending Super Bowl champions and not for the Chicago Bears, who went the entire draft without getting an edge rusher? I think when I saw this morning, I thought, okay, very interesting. I wonder if the Bears even spoke to Dante Fowler. I wonder if they're talking to Joey Bosa. I wonder about Cam Jordan and how fast he can get to Chicago. He doesn't have to get here before training camp, but I even wonder if that's in their plans because, Clay, I think they do have, as we will continue to persist and harp on this, they do have a need there.
And we talked about it. We went back to Dio, obviously the Achilles ad nauseum. 1 sack in his last 18 games. Last 18 football games he's played, 1 sack. Now you have a second Achilles injury, and we're counting on him to come and get pressure on the quarterback. We talked about Shemar Turner, 74 total snaps played last year, most of them at defensive tackle. You're counting on those 2 guys. You don't need to go out and say we're going to get a 10-sack guy. Cam Jordan did have 10 sacks. Jadeveon Clowney was close. Joey Bosa, 5.5. You need guys that can come and play in waves. You look at the Super Bowl champions. Seahawks, highest sack getter, 7. The Eagles, when they won, 8. You don't need a 15-sack guy. You need guys that you can come in waves and crush the quarterback.
He can come in and Montez Sweat can come out.
Yes.
That's you don't want to forget that. You need to keep him fresh.
Yes.
And find guys to take his place who will pose a threat while he rests.
I do encourage everyone to just be patient because I don't think any of those guys on that list, on that free agent list, want to be a part of the they don't want to be a part of the offseason program. They're old. They don't want to do it. I get it. Bring them in for spring training camp.
Rational Ruthie.
Ruthie rants. Ruthie can be rational and she can rant.
Okay.
Very multi-talented.
I know.
Let's go to our fourth down of this opening drive and check in on Clay. You were mentioning some guys who are going to be coming back from injuries for the Bears. How about somebody who's coming back for the Kansas City Chiefs?
He is in a good position to be able to do some things. There's some rules and regulations that go with that, 𝗵𝗶𝘶. So we got to just make sure that we're on top of that part. But if he can do some things, phase 2, remember, is there's no contact, there's no offense versus defense. So it's phase 3 that you get into that, and once you start the clock, then the clock's got to be rolling. So you just have to evaluate what you want to do there. But he's in a position where he can do everything, I think.
Patrick Mahomes had an ACL and LCL injury on December 14th. Do you expect him to be able to be ready to go for training camp or whatever it may be. And does that lead you to expect let's take a look at the Bears defensive players, the 𝗏𝗏 𝗍𝗶𝘃s, the 𝗵𝗏 Turners, who are maybe even further along in their own recoveries, and could they be ready?
I don't know whether to marvel at medical science or think that these coaches are delusional, because this is not even 6 months out, and we're talking about Patrick Mahomes being back on the field, on track. That's a huge risk for somebody who had the type of injury he suffered in December. And so when you look at that, you're like, okay, why did you sign Justin Fields then and draft a quarterback? I don't know if that is really what they're planning on, even though that's what they're saying. And then when you apply it here locally, Clay, you look at, all right, 𝗏𝗏 was injured. He tore his Achilles November 2nd. 𝗵𝗏 Turner on October 26th had an ACL. And the Bears treated the draft the way they treated it because they were counting on both of those guys to be ready week 1. What is going on with the recovery? Because that seems very, very fast.
You know, I went to the National Library of Medicine to get some answers here.
Did you?
60% of the players that had an Achilles injury were back in 12 months. So counting on 𝗏𝗏 to be ready for the regular season opener, to me, after reading that, it doesn't seem rational, doesn't seem logical. So it's kind of a gamble there. And for Patrick Mahomes, I understand you want him to play. He's going to want to play. He's going to attack the recovery. But you don't want to risk, January Mahomes for September Mahomes.
Right.
Slow play
That's a good
him.
way to put it.
Make sure that you can bring him to a point, stay afloat the first 4 games of the season, bring him back when he is 100% healthy, and so he can get to the playoffs and then have the chance to win.
Also, you have to think about the difference in position from quarterback to a defensive end that's rushing the quarterback.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes, I know he probably wouldn't want to, but he can stand in the pocket and throw the football. These guys are going to be explosive. They need to be explosive. They need to get to the quarterback. They need to make plays, beat offensive players. That, to me, is where I sit here and say, I don't know about that. Pat Mahomes, on the other hand, he's going to do what Pat Mahomes does and be otherworldly.
He's in a special category.
Yeah.
When you're talking about 𝗏𝗏 𝗍𝗶𝘃, though, he's had 2 now Achilles tears, and you would worry about another one.